1968. A man by the name of R.D. Treblecox of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, sat down to write a letter to Milwaukee Professional Sports and Services, which had just been awarded a franchise in the National Basketball Association. The team needed a name, and Mr. Treblecox thought it ought to be called the Milwaukee Bucks, because Bucks, he said, were spirited, good jumpers, fast, and agile. The name caught on, and Mr. Treblecox won himself a brand new automobile. Little did he dream, however, that 3 years later, the city of Milwaukee would be hearing this.
Marv Winkler, 30-footer off the rim right. Cunningham fights to keep it live. McLemore, follow away 12 for on the left. Good, Mac! Hello, baby. Get in the act. 9 seconds. 118 to 104. Baltimore down big by 14. 8, 7, 6. It's ticking down. Zeller against Webb. 20-footer Zeller 4. 3 off the rim. Zeller gets it back. 2, 1. He hits it. It's over! It's over! The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world! The Milwaukee Bucks are the world's champions! The Bucks have won it! And the final score, Milwaukee 118, Baltimore 106. The Bucks are the champions of the world.
From expansion team to world's champion in 3 short years, no team in the history of a major professional sport had ever pulled such a stunt, or even came close. But the Milwaukee Bucks did, and along the way broke more records than a one-armed disc jockey on an all-night show. How did it happen? When did it happen? Who made it happen? Well, it was a combination, I suppose, of a lot of little things and a lot of big people. Like a little flip of the coin in 1969, the college draft that put Lou Alcindor in a Bucks uniform and brought this brand of basketball to Milwaukee.
To the middle of Lou. He's got it inside of Unsell. He stops the ball. 2 more. Oscar, right in line. In the middle of Lou. Jams it. Scoops it low left side to Lou. He's got the ball in the hand, about waist high. He turns, right hand hook. It's in! Big hoop. Boozer dumps it low left to Lou. He backdoors, comes back with a right hand hook. It's up and in. Oh, what a shot.
In his first professional season, Lou Alcindor became an instant superstar, leading his team to a second-place finish in the Eastern Division and to the verge of glory in the playoffs. He was unanimous choice for Rookie of the Year and placed second only to Jerry West of Los Angeles for top league scoring honors. And in the 70-71 season, he was proven even better, thanks to a rather big deal pulled off by Milwaukee Bucks management. In an off-season trade that made Peter Stuyvesant look like a piker, Costello and the Bucks front office stole Oscar Robertson from under the nose of Cincinnati. That's right, Oscar Robertson, the Big O, 10-time All-Pro guard, the guy who could do more things better with a basketball than anybody else who ever played the game. And if you don't believe that, listen to this.
Lucius Allen tips it back clear into the far side to Oscar. Looks ahead on the right. Looks back on the left. He goes to damage on the left. Look at this move! He laid it in. Oscar Robertson hooked the feed blind over his left shoulder. Coming to the left side is damage, and he laid it in. Oscar Robertson gets it from Boozer, who got the rebound, coming to the middle of the lane from number 1 on the right. And McLemore will get the nod. The real McCoy. Oscar Robertson, 1-1 against Carter now. Carter back in the ball game. He draws the fake, the 10-foot on the way. Good! He's amazing. He gives him that double clutch, and then he waits for him to come down, and he shoots it right at his snoot, and it's 42-29.
How did it all happen? When did it all happen? Who made it all happen? Maybe it was Lou. Maybe it was Oscar. Maybe it was Larry Costello. Or maybe it was the entire Bucks organization, working as a unit, as a team that put it all together in 1971. Let's go back and see. With Alcindor around the boards and Oscar in the backcourt, the champion Milwaukee Bucks bowled through the preseason opposition like an oversized ball in an undersized alley. Down went Chicago, Los Angeles, Detroit, San Diego, Atlanta, and Cleveland in 10 straight strikes. And in the opening game of the regular season, the Hawks fell victim. The Bucks have trailed in this ball game from the opening tap. They trailed at the end of the quarter 25-19. At the half, 52-43. And going into the final 12 minutes, 75-74. They have come back and now are in the lead. And they have possession of the ball with close to a minute left to play in the basketball game. Oscar Robertson with the ball brings it over the 10-second line. He wheels it back onto the left, gets it back from John McLaughlin, down into the hole to Lou. Turnaround skyhook from 6. It's good! And Milwaukee now leads the ball game. 105-98 with less than a minute to play. The final score of the basketball game. The Milwaukee Bucks 107, the Atlanta Hawks 98. Opening day in Atlanta, opening day for the Bucks in this basketball season, and a day that was supposed to be the day for Pete Maravich. On national television, Lou Alcindor has stolen the thunder, and he, with his 32 points, and the Milwaukee Bucks with a 107-98 win, have now won their first game of the year. The Bucks are on their way. The Bucks blew the second game of the year to the Detroit Pistons, but bounced right back in the home opener in a thrilling double overtime against the Baltimore Bullets. And who do you suppose provided the ammunition? Big Bob Boozer. Who else?
Pressure situations. 121, 117. Up they go. Let's go. Boozer, free throw line jumper. It's high. It's in! From the free throw line, Boozer. And the Bucks leading at 122-118, and Baltimore calls time with 53 seconds remaining in the double overtime.
Throughout preseason and most of October, one member or the other of the Alcindor-Robertson duo were the big guns in the Milwaukee attack. But on October 27th, a sophomore forward called the Greyhound hit the hoops and the headlines. Andridge and Smith at the forwards, Big Lou in the hole as the Bucks bring it down and over Johnny Mack and Oscar Robertson at the guards. They come down the right side of the floor, they look into the hole, they can't go to Lou. They'll go to the baseline, right coffin corner, Dandridge tries to go backdoor, comes behind, block, backdoor, reverse layup, Dandridge with two more. And the Milwaukee Bucks lead in the basketball game as Dandridge is having a night. The Milwaukee Bucks have beaten the San Diego Rockets by a final score of 126-113. And on this night, Bob Dandridge has achieved a career high of 39 points, and the Milwaukee Bucks are now 4-1 on the season. As the victories piled up, it looked more and more like the Bucks had put it all together. And if Lou or Oscar or Dandridge wasn't hitting, a forecourt wizard by the name of Captain Marvel provided the sleight of hand. Dandridge quickly around a screen by Oscar, deep into the right forecourt. Back to Oscar, head of the key. Dribble drive into the upper right-hand corner of the foul circle. Low right to Lou. Cross court into the left corner. Gray Smith, 15-footer good. A little fall-away left-hand jumper by Captain Marvel. It's 4-3. Greg Smith goes to McLaughlin. Hole high left. Loops to Lou. Into the middle around Otto. They're working on Otto. He stuffed the shot and he blew it. It came out. Dandridge with the rebound. Greg at the free throw line. Jump shot good. And Otto Moore and Lou Alcindor really jamming each other underneath in the toaster. 19-17. Here's a Greg Smith turnaround 16-footer gun. He got it from Lucius. He hit it at the free throw line and a foot behind it. And it was good, and it's now 104-75 with 8:35 remaining. Lucius Allen into the crowd. He gave it to Boozer on the left baseline. Greg Smith. With the Bucks playing this kind of heads-up offense and hard-nosed defense, it wasn't long before Milwaukee found itself in first place in the Midwest Division. It happened on November 11th when they beat the Boston Celtics before 15,203 fans. The largest basketball crowd in Boston history, larger than had ever viewed the Celtics in glory days. Leading scorer? The king again, of course. The ball game is over, and the Milwaukee Bucks, before 15,203 at the Boston Garden, have beaten the Celtics 123-113. Alcindor with 44 points, 14 in the fourth period, along with 15 rebounds, has done it all. And he has shown Boston sports fans what it is like to cheer for a guy like they cheered for in the personage of Bill Russell. Alcindor has come to Boston, and the Boston fans can now only think back to the days when they had Russell, Heinsohn, Ramsey, and that crowd. Oh, what a show he put on tonight. Alcindor and the Bucks a winner, and Lou with 44 points. After leaving Boston breathless, the Bucks rattled off 9 more wins in a row to extend their undefeated streak to 16 games.
5 seconds, 4 seconds, fall-away jumper, off the rim. Who's got it? Freeman fighting Lanier. Lanier from 3/4 of the floor, and he misses the basket, but it's all over. It's all over. And the Milwaukee Bucks have won their 16th in a row. And this, ladies and gentlemen, the 100th win of their NBA history. Their 100th came against Detroit. Their first 2.5 years ago also came against Detroit. The ball game is over, and the Milwaukee Bucks have won their 16th in a row. They're now 17-1, and the big green line continues to roll. The final score, Milwaukee 113, Detroit 87.
Throughout this stretch, everybody was hot, and a chess-playing guard named Lucius Allen showed us some moves you'll never find in the book.
Lucius Allen trying to draw the defense on a foul. Back underneath. Great feed. Lucius to Greg. Comes out under the hoop. And his follow-away left-hand hook going out toward the middle of the floor is no good. And Greg Smith caught a shot, I believe, in the abdomen with a foot by Lanier. Here's the Hewitt jumper. 2 hands over the head. Lucius Allen with a rebound. Boy, this guy can really sky. Hewitt there guided and guarded by Smith. Back to Marlette. 20-footer off the rim. No. Lucius Allen another rebound. Low right side, Marlette, Lanier, right hand or left hand hook in the middle of the lane over Cunningham, couldn't hit it. Lucius Allen with a rebound, bounces onto the left side of Marlette, in the middle of the lane around Lucius, underlays, Lucius took it away from him, fights for it, saves it, back into the middle he goes, Lucius Allen into the crowd, he gave it to Boozer, on the left baseline, Greg Smith, and I'll tell you that Lucius Allen made a tremendous save. He cleared to Boozer, Boozer to Greg, and Greg a little shot, a soft 12-footer, he hit it.
On a weekend in late November, the Bucks were scheduled for back-to-back bouts with the team that had knocked them out of the playoffs in 1970, the world champion New York Knickerbockers. The decision? New York by a TKO again, this time in 2. In the first game, the Bucks led by 9 after 3 quarters, but suddenly their hot hands turned cold. 11 points. That's all they got in the fourth quarter, and they went on to lose 103-94. The second game, same script. Bucks up by 12 with only 5 minutes to go, but they couldn't handle that full court press or that Dave DeBusschere. How did it happen? When did it happen? Who made it happen? John McLaughlin has some of the answers.
It's never good to lose, especially to the Knicks or any team twice in a row, but I think what's really important is that we come back, we get them in the playoffs, and believe me, I think that's when it really is important. It doesn't matter who's beaten who in the regular season and how many times, and I think this is something that we have to keep in mind, we have to be aware of, and I think we are.
Undaunted by the double loss to the Knicks, Milwaukee won its next 4 games, but were then blown out of the gym at Baltimore on December 9th by a score of 127-97. The Bullets beat us bad that night. Other teams beat us, but nobody humiliated us, not by 30 points.
The Baltimore Bullets, on paper one of the most devastating teams in the NBA, a team that has had trouble staying healthy. Playing this game tonight with Earl Monroe, one of the guards with Kevin Lockery, Marin up front along with Gus Honeycomb, Johnson and Big Wesley Unseld in the hole. They bring it down along the far sideline. They wheel it down into the left coffin corner now. Johnson holds it high, back out top of the foul circle on the left side, that's Unseld. He draws Lou out of the hole. He'll try a 15-footer. Good! And Unseld, 11 for 13 from the floor now, and 25 points. What a night he is having. And so are the Baltimore Bullets. In Baltimore, bad news tonight as the Bullets have done everything to the Bucks and beaten them badly. A final score. Baltimore 127, Milwaukee 97. Coming into the game, Milwaukee 21-3 in the year and 5 ahead of Detroit in the Midwest Division race. But tonight, before 10,655, which is the largest Baltimore crowd this season to date, they did it all. And I mean to tell you, they were absolutely devastating. Marin had 25. Unseld had 25 points and 18 rebounds. Monroe had 24. Gus Johnson, bad knees and all, 12 points and 14 rebounds. They led us at the half by an overwhelming margin, 70-44. After 3, it was 106-68, and it was just too much Baltimore tonight. Again repeating, Baltimore blowing the Bucks out. The final, Baltimore 127, Milwaukee 97.
After the game, there was talk of revenge. It was to come 1 month later. The art of foul shooting is one aspect of the game Larry Costello never let the Bucks let up on, and it paid off in points all season long. By January 7th, the Bucks had compiled a fantastic 32-7 record and were 6 games in front of the second-place Midwest Division Detroit Pistons. Then the New York Knicks flew into town on the wings of a 4-game winning streak over the Bucks and had them clipped. And Oscar Robertson, he did everything but sell tickets. 35 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists.
Lucius Allen with the ball. Lucius with the right hand on the dribble. Overplayed a little bit by Frazier. Barnett comes over to help out. They chase the ball. Cunningham back to the second man. Oscar 20-footer. Good! Oscar Robertson. He makes it 29 on the night for him. 88-80. 2:27. Oscar to the foul circle. He's been superior. Look at the pass to Dandridge underneath. What a pass by Oscar Robertson. 114-106. They have held New York to approximately their defensive average of 105.9, and they have fallen about 4 shots right now short of their 118 league-leading offensive performances. Oscar hits the first. He'll get another. Oscar with 34 points. His best performance as a Milwaukee Buck. 35 points, and it's 116 to 106.
Was the victory over the Knicks the most satisfying win of the year to that point? Oscar seemed to think so.
The Knicks are a good, experienced basketball team, and they are the current champions until they're defeated. I think they match up very well against us. They play real smart basketball, and they take great advantage of the mistakes we make against them. But this is no indication of how games in the future will be, but I must say the Knicks are very tough against the Bucks right now.
Remember the revenge the Bucks had vowed against the Baltimore Bullets back in December? Well, they got it, and then some, with a 151-99 lambasting of the boys from Baltimore. Shame on you, Larry. Shame on you, Lou. And shame on you, Oscar.
The Milwaukee Bucks, with memories still fresh of that tremendous loss in Baltimore a short time ago, 127-97, playing here tonight and absolutely reversing the tables on the Baltimore Bullets. With less than 8 to play, they lead it by a ton, 125-72. And the Bugs with Oscar, McLaughlin, Dandridge, Lou, and Boozer in the ball game now, bring it up and over. Oscar does a little bit of yo-yoing with the dribble, comes down with a little weak leg into the left corner. He goes to Dandridge, comes in behind a screen by Alcindor, 12 out of the left, little pancake jumper, up and in! Dandridge with 32 points, and the Bucks 127, Baltimore 72. On the 42nd game of the year for the Big Green Line. And what a win, and what a way to go to the All-Star break with an overpowering, the biggest win of their history over a rough and tumble Baltimore team. Milwaukee 151, Baltimore 99, and now they go 7.5 ahead of second place Detroit in the Midwest Division race. Oscar with 19, Dandridge with 34, Lou with 30 and 17 rebounds, Boozer with 12 and 14 rebounds. And in a game that saw everything happening, including a half-hour delay because Gus Honeycomb Johnson came in and ripped the backboard in half and shattered the glass all over the floor. It brought everybody to their feet, delayed the action for a half an hour, but the Bucks came back and went on to bury the Bullets. Again, the final score of the basketball game. The biggest win of the Bucks' history. Milwaukee 151, Baltimore 99.
Fed by the victory over Baltimore, the Bucks went on a rampage. On January 23rd, they pulverized the Trailblazers 142-117 and set a new club record of 64 field goals. And on January 27th, Lou Alcindor hit a career-high scoring mark of 53 points for the second time this season.
Oscar with the ball, comes down the left side of the lane, up around Lou, knocked away, picked up by Alcindor, ball knocked loose, ball's on the floor. Who's got the ball? Boston's got it. Hambo Williams stole the ball. The Bucks take it back. They've got Lou down. Oscar, Dandridge driving in. Dandridge 10-footer over Finkel. He missed it. Lou with the rebound. Up and in! 130-129, and 16 seconds remain in the basketball game. Nelson coming into the ball game. Inbounding to Havlicek, played by Lou. Jump pass. Oscar's got it. Oscar's got the ball. And the Bucks with 12 seconds in the game. Oscar yo-yoing the dribble over the midline. McLaughlin, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Spread out the offense, baby. Spread it out. Boozer, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Spread it out. 1 second. We got it. We won the ball game. And there's a foul call before the ball game had expired. Boozer will go to the free throw line and a chance to win it. And McLaughlin's theft of the ball at the tail end of the game is the spark that won the ball game for the Bucks. McLaughlin, when the Bucks were trailing by 1, stole the ball at the very end. They came down, took a shot, missed it. Dandridge took a shot, missed it. Lou tipped it in, and that was the margin of victory. Bob Boozer at the free throw line, and Lou Alcindor unofficially 53 points. The shot is good. Here's another one. This is good. So they should give him 2, and the final 132-129. And unofficially, I have Lou Alcindor for 53 points, which would tie his career high.
As the hungry Bucks stampeded across the country, more and more records bit the dust. Oscar Robertson moved into second place on the all-time scoring list as the Bucks began a 20-game winning streak in San Francisco on Saturday, February 6th.
As we await the arrival of the Bucks back onto the floor at the end of this timeout, remember, this could be history-making time right now. Robertson in the ball game has 9 points. He needed 10 to tie Elgin Baylor for that number 2 spot on the all-time NBA scoring list. Chamberlain, of course, number 1, and the Bucks with Oscar Robertson in control will inbound the ball and bring it down length of the floor. Here they come in traveling green. The big O and Johnny Mack at the guards, down and over the midline they come. They look back into the left forecourt. McLaughlin has controls, goes into the hole to Lou. He can't use a shot. Thurman plays him tight. He wheels it back out on the top, high, wide, and right. It's Oscar Robertson, 15-foot follow-away jumper. Good! He's got his 11 points. And the score now with 4:07 in the quarter. Milwaukee 53, San Francisco 31, and Oscar Robertson is number 2 behind Wilt Chamberlain on the all-time NBA scoring list.
As if that weren't enough for 1 year, the Big O went on to set a new Milwaukee assist mark of 561 against the San Francisco Warriors on February 23rd. And the very next night, the Big Green Line clinched the Midwest Division title. Everybody got in the act.
Every night, it seems that the Milwaukee Bucks break a new record. Last night, against the San Francisco Warriors, the Bucks clinched at least a tie for the Midwest Division title. Tonight, in a tremendous win over the San Diego Rockets, the Bucks 139, the Rockets 104. They have cinched the Midwest Division title. And a happy mob of Milwaukee Bucks now strolling off the floor. The Bucks outscored the Rockets 40-21 in the last quarter. Elvin Hayes had 23 points and 14 rebounds with Stu Lance, who had 18, but that certainly was not the story here tonight, as 9 Milwaukee Bucks played in the game. The only men that missed, Lucius Allen, who is still in the hospital with a bad back, and Billy Zoff, who has been called to active duty in the service. And here is how the scoring went. Bob Dandridge, absolutely beautiful, 33 points for the Greyhound. Oscar Robertson had 26 points and 8 assists. He was again in control of everything out there on the floor tonight. Lou with 20 points, 13 rebounds. He only played 31 minutes and sat out the entire fourth quarter of the game. McLaughlin had 13. Deadeye shooting from long range as Johnny Mack rung the bell time and time again. Smith had 12 points and 13 rebounds to tie Lou for lead in that honor. Boozer had 12. Dick Cunningham, 9 points, 9 rebounds in 17 minutes. McLemore got time with 8. And Jeff Webb, the youngster from Kansas State, had 6. We cleared the Pines, and in so doing, we moved 15 ahead of Chicago to clinch the Midwest Division title and have now won 13 in a row as the Big Green Line rolls to 58-11 on the year. And the final score of the basketball game, Milwaukee 139, San Diego 104.
The victory over the San Diego Rockets assured the Bucks of the best one-loss percentage in the NBA, worth $20,000 to the team, and the best percentage in the Western Conference, worth another $30,000. So the Bucks, now rolling in the Bucks, could afford to coast, rest up for the playoffs. Right? Wrong. They were riding the crest of a 13-game winning streak. 5 more in a row, and they'd tie the old mark of the New York Knicks. 6 more, and they'd break it. Here's number 5 coming up.
They clear back up the middle to Lou. Lou the ball. Standing in the backcourt, they will not call timeout. Oscar will stand in the backcourt and chew up the rest of the clock. 3, 2, 1. There it is. It's all over. Oscar Robertson holds onto the ball, and the ball game is over. The final score of the game, Milwaukee 116, Buffalo 113. The Milwaukee Bucks have now tied the NBA record for consecutive wins, 18 in a row, by beating the Buffalo Braves in a game that was really not that close until the fourth quarter. We had a 20-point lead and then kind of went to sleep and saw Buffalo come back with a fine effort, narrowing the gap to 3, and that's the way it ended, 116 to 113.
Could they make 19 games? Remember, this streak started back on February 6th. That's a long time ago. Well, they did break it, and the star of the night was one of the few remaining members of the original Milwaukee cast of 1968, which, come to think of it, wasn't so long ago.
McLaughlin, another big jump shot. Here it is, and he's got it. He has been sensational in the fourth period with 4 long-range bombs. That from the coffin corner right. Oscar comes back to Gray. He has Comaz in his face. He clears to McLaughlin. McLaughlin with a 35-footer. Baby! He hit it. A home run jumper. Way out there, high, wide, and right. As he took that perimeter jump shot and gives his cushion 10. With 13 seconds remaining, and the Bucks, with their 19th consecutive win in a row, history making at Cobo tonight. Oscar backdoor, wraparound pass for Gregg. It's dug out of the toaster by Hewitt. Walker, 2 seconds, 1 second. There it is. It's in the air. It's all over. And the Bucks have won their 19th consecutive game in a row. And the Milwaukee Bucks, a very happy bunch of guys, have broken the winning streak set by the New York Knickerbockers. The final score of the basketball game. A 19th consecutive win in a row, and our 64th of this great year. Milwaukee 108, Detroit 95.
The Bucks won one more game to extend their winning streak to 20 straight. And that, for all intents and purposes, ended the season. And what a season it was. 66 wins and only 16 losses. The club set a league field goal shooting mark of .509%. They won more games at home, on the road, and in a row than any team in the history of the NBA. Lou Alcindor was the league's highest scorer and most valuable player. And the team set new attendance records in almost every city they played. At home, they sold out 28 of their 36 Milwaukee Arena dates and played to 98% capacity during the year. Wouldn't you say it was time to go on to the playoffs? The task of stopping the Bucks in their first round of the playoffs fell to the San Francisco Warriors. The Bucks nailed the Warriors to the wall in the first two games, and in the third game staved off a fourth-period Warrior counterattack to make it 3 in a row.
1:20 remain of the basketball game, and not over. Dandridge top of the foul circle, down low left side from Oscar Lou. Great fake. Lou slams it through. He turned back to his right, then came back to his left and jammed it down and almost knocked out Thurman. 108-101. That's the most devastating stuff of the series so far. Oscar 1-1 against Jones. In against the double team by Ellis. They've got him pinned in the corner. He dumps it to Dandridge. They spread the offense. McLaughlin with 7 seconds on the shot clock. 20-footer. And baby, is it pretty to see. 110-101. Nick Jones comes over. He dumps it. Craig Smith in the steal. He's got a breakaway. Hit it! Crowd to 101 and a steal and a breakaway jam dunk by Captain Marvel. 3 seconds to Craig Smith. He'll come in. He'll put it down. Another jam. And the Milwaukee Bucks have made it 3 in a row. The big green line, after seeing the San Francisco Warriors come as close as they possibly could get, within one, have poured it on and have gone ahead to win it by 12.
The Warriors were all but dead and buried in the fourth game of the series when San Francisco's string bean, Joe Ellis, with 1 second to go out of sheer desperation, flung the ball from midcourt and hit for a 106-104 Warrior victory. The San Francisco Warriors have done the impossible. They have won the basketball game with an incredible 40-footer by Joe Ellis, who just flung it up there and watched it go through the hoop for a 105-104 lead with a second left to go. And then an ensuing technical foul on the Milwaukee bench for calling one extra timeout has given the Warriors a free throw. Mullins converted, and the final score of the basketball game is San Francisco 106, the Bucks 104, and we'll go back to Milwaukee leading in the series 3-1. Maybe Joe shouldn't have done that, because 2 days later, the San Francisco Massacre took place in the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse in Madison. The slaughter began as early as the first quarter, in which Milwaukee led 38-18. But the 12,868 sky-high fans kept yelling, "Pour it on!" And pour it on they did. The Bucks built their lead to 69-35 at the half, and to 105-57 at the three-quarter mark. Still, the Bucks kept coming, even as the bench cleared.
They give it to McLemore. Dribbles in against the crowd. Back onto the right side. Lucius Allen pulls up from 12 on the right. Jump shot in. Good. Bang! Lucius Allen cracking them. Really an unwinding with 13 points. 122-65. Webb in the corner. Off the pick by Cunningham away from Fontaine. Jeff with a 15-footer. Good. And fouled on the play by Clyde Lee, I believe. And now Levi Fontaine and Dick Cunningham want a little of each other. And Cunningham and Fontaine square off. And we've got... Now Cunningham is being thrown out of the game. Now they're throwing them both out. A double technical foul we will have. They will give the ball to San Francisco. Lead ahead to Jones. 1 against 2. Now 1 against 3. Along the right side, trying to go to Ogden, stolen by Webb. Whip back with Boozer on the right. In the corner to McLemore. Pull up 12-foot open jumper. It's up, it's off, no good. Greason fighting for the rebound. In the middle of the lane. Shot put jump. Up and in! And a baby foul.
Chief architect in the demolition of the Warriors was Coach Larry Costello, who had this to say when the dust had cleared.
Well, it was a tough series, and I think it took us a while before we put everything together. And I think when we eliminated San Francisco and Madison, just a terrific game of, I thought, perfection, particularly overall offense and overall defense. And when a team puts everything together like this, you're difficult to beat. Just a very enjoying triumph.
The Bucks had done it in 5, and now faced the formidable front 5 of the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's basketball time once again. The best of 7 Western Conference Championship Series between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers kicks off here at the arena tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks plan on winning all the marbles, then they must develop a plan to stop Stumpy and the Stilt. The stump is Gail Goodrich, a somewhat unsung individual who showed everybody during the first round that he could carry the act himself. A 17-and-a-half man during the regular season, he went 31.4 during 7 meetings with Chicago. The Stilt, of course, the Dipper, the legendary Wilt Chamberlain, whose intimidation role against Chicago certainly rivaled the feats of movie greats such as Robinson, Cagney, and Brando. It's the Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Game 1 in a 7 or less affair. The winner to advance to the finals in a possible date with basketball supremacy.
Alcindor kept the Bucks in the game in the first half. The lead seesawed back and forth until the closing minutes of the 4th period when the Bucks broke it loose.
Into the left corner they go. McLaughlin rhythm bounce, 20-footer on the way. Ooh, air ball. Oscar rebound, goes back, puts it in. Big rebound. He took it away from Goodrich and McMillan. On the right side of the shot, they completely missed the rim by McLaughlin, as good as a pass. 92-81. McLaughlin quartering on the right side, they go to Greg. Off the top of the foul circle, onto the left. Oscar, good move back to his left that time, or back to his right. He'll take the 15-footer over Chamberlain and hit it. And now Oscar's suddenly come alive. Oscar, Dandridge, Oscar. And back to Greg on the right. Back to the big O. Onto the left. Dandridge is loose. He'll get a 15-footer away. It's up, it's in. And now we got room. Breathing room. 97-81 by 16. 3 minutes to play. And victory number 1 in our sights. As McLaughlin watches Oscar come down over the midline onto the left side of the floor, quartering on the left side to Greg. He looks behind the top of the foul circle screen. Dandridge almost stolen by McMillan. He controls, comes off the right side of the arc, away from McMillan. 12-footer by Dandridge. He's got 4 this half and 8 on the night. 99-81. We have opened up an 18-point lead. Up the floor they come with 2:07 remains. Stolen by Lucius Allen on the McMillan pass for McCarter. Back to Dandridge. He'll lay it in. Great steal and an assist for Lucius the Rabbit Allen. 101-81. We have a 20-point lead with less than 2 to play, and ours is victory number 1 in round 2.
The Bucks made it 2 in a row against the Lakers at the Milwaukee Arena on April 11th. And the name of the game that day was defense.
Here comes Gail Goodrich. He brings it down this way. Mr. Stump gives it on the left side. He's got Roberson. Roberson with a pick by McMillan, and he might go to that pick as he tries to lay it down. Elects to go the other way. Boozer plays him tight. Allen knocked the ball loose, picked up by Boozer. Boozer electing to go to Allen and then go to Dandridge instead. Down to Allen. Onto the right side. McLaughlin comes up underneath, tries to lay up, and he put it in. He put it in over Roberson and trailed by McMillan on the play. As McLaughlin went up and double hitched on the pump after the Bucks took the ball away. Great defense again today. The Bucks now watching the Lakers try to penetrate the middle. McLaughlin steals the ball. He stole it away from Goodrich on a pass which was from Roberson to Goodrich as he shoveled in the middle, picked up by Greg, down the lane, he put it in. Okay, guys, let's hold them now. 71 points is what they've got. 73 is our all-time low defensively. 4, 3, 2, here's it to Chamberlain, 1. He puts it up and in as the buzzer sounds. They gave it to him, 73. We have beaten them this afternoon by a good, tidy sum, and in so doing, held them in a tie for our all-time low defensive performance.
The Lakers won the 3rd game of the series, but the Bucks took the 4th, and now the magic number was 1. Enter Captain Marvel.
Alcindor taps it back clear, but it gives to Goodrich, and Goodrich chased by Dandridge over the midline to Riley left. He comes through the circle, away from McLaughlin, pull up 10-footer on the right, it's around the rim, Dandridge with a rebound on the missed shot. He tries to turn back right, he overleads Greg, he pulls the ball down. Beautiful grab off a missed pass, jump shot, good! Back to Chamberlain. He'll try a 15-foot bank jumper. It's off the rim, and Greg Smith with a rebound. Away from Harrison to McMillan. Up to Oscar, straight up head of the key. Back to McLaughlin. Pull up 17-footer. Rim. Greg with the rebound. Toaster comes back, lays it in. Oscar Robinson with the ball. Left hand of the dribble around Riley. Back door. Pulls that, draws the fake. Back down the lane goes Greg. Suspended 5-footer. Pretty! He's got it. 100-82. As Greg Smith is having an afternoon. He's got 17 points. Low left side. Bounce feed to Chamberlain. They clear out a side for him. He's got Riley up a right hand corner of the foul circle. He'll keep it, turn around with a 15-foot bank jump. No. Rebound by Dandridge in the toaster. He clears to Allen. Back in the middle, go to Robertson. Up ahead to Lou. Look ahead. Picked up by Greg. Down the lane. Lays it in. Down the middle goes Greg Smith. It's around the rim, and good.
Late in the game, the Big Dipper, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, who had played a tremendous series, received a great tribute, something he had never enjoyed before. This ovation from the Milwaukee fans.
The score of the basketball game, Milwaukee 109, Los Angeles 90.
Meanwhile, the Baltimore Bullets, bless their basketball hearts, had upset the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals and earned the dubious distinction of locking horns with the Western Conference champion Bucks for the world's title.
Coach, we're here. This is it, boy. I tell you, we've got these games with Baltimore, and if we can win it all, we are the world's champions. The Baltimore Ball Club, as you have said, and said publicly, both in the press, radio, and television, is a changed team. They've changed their offense, they've changed their defense.
Well, they did against New York. I don't know how they're going to play against us. It's going to be interesting to find out here tonight, but I hope they play slow. I think it might be advantageous to us, but if they run, I think this is our game, too.
The Baltimore Ball Club had an extensive meeting today. I'm sure that you had yours prior to this game.
Well, we're all set for it. We had a little workout today. We talked about the game, talked about personnel, and we feel we're ready to play.
And who will our starting lineup be, Larry?
Alcindor at center, Greg Smith and Dandridge at forwards, and John McLaughlin, Oscar Robertson at guards.
Milwaukee hearts sank when Lou Alcindor picked up 3 personal fouls in the first 7 minutes and went to the bench in disgust. But an unsung hero named Dick, the cement mixer Cunningham, held the fort till the king returned. Then it was bye-bye Baltimore.
14 seconds, 13, down they count as the Bucks look like they've got number 1 tucked away. 9 seconds, they go to Johnson. He turns and wheels from 17 on the left and hits a jump shot. 3, 2, Johnson hit that shot. 1, it's over. The Bucks have won game 1 of the championship series, and now we'll have to go to Baltimore for game 2 Sunday. Game 1 is over, and Milwaukee has won it. The score, Milwaukee 98, Baltimore 88.
1 down, 3 to go. In Game 2, Baltimore, hurt by the gimpy knees of their all-star forward Gus Johnson, switched to a scatter run-and-shoot offense and a one-on-one defense. But nothing could stop the Big Green Line.
Here they go, against pressure. Baltimore steals the ball. Carter away from McLaughlin. He'll come in on the right. He'll try to go to the hoop. Stolen by Lucius Allen. To the middle line to Boozer. They got a 3-on-1 goal rush. Greg on the left with Lou. Boozer pulls up from 15, and he'll hit the open jumper. And those are the kind you got to put down when you've got them. And it'll have to damage a pull-up 12-footer. It's going to be a little short. Boozer, number 1 on the right, gets, goes back, reverse the layup. Good! Bob Boozer gets a big 2-pointer. Oscar Robertson with a rebound. Straight up the middle after he came off the left side of the lane. Over the midline, comes back over the top of the foul circle into the left forecourt off the baseline left. 6-footer by Bob Dandridge. Good, and the Bucks now lead by a score of 88-68 by 20. Oscar into the hole to Lou. Away from Unseld. Backdoor he moves. Short fall away 6-footer no. Boozer, number 1 on the right, has. He tips it back to Lucius Allen, lays it up and in. And Lucius Allen having an afternoon. He's got a total of 8.
We asked Bob Boozer after the game what Gus Johnson's injury meant to the Bullets.
Well, there's no doubt about the psychological effect of a Johnson out there on the court. He does take a lot of the pressure off Wes Unseld as far as guarding a big man such as our center, Lou Alcindor. And plus, Johnson does go to the boards very, very strongly and gives them, the Baltimore Bullets, about 10 to 15 rebounds a game. I'm sure that without him out there, it does take away from their overall team morale.
With 2 down and the Bullets physically shot, there was talk, just talk, mind you, of a 4-game sweep. But this was dangerous business because only the Boston Celtics in 1959 had won 4 in a row in a title series since the NBA began. But the Bucks pulled a step closer to doing just that, with the starting 5 of the Big Green hitting from all sides.
Bob Boozer stealing the pass intended for Unseld. On the outlet, they go to Dandridge. They got a 2-1 break. Back on the right to Lucius Allen. He goes up with the shot. He underlays it. Follow-up tip. Dandridge. He put it in. 10-15 remain in the ball game. Alcindor is now 8 for 18, or 44% shooting in this game. Unseld is up his to 47%. Low left to Lou. Back door they go. Alcindor to Oscar Robertson. On the left, Alcindor hooking it over his shoulder to Oscar, coming into the right. He reverts the layup for 2. And now Dandridge and Marion falls down, trying to make it look like a charge, but Dandridge takes the 10-footer. Lucius Allen fighting. Alcindor gets it. Reverse stop! A reverse stop by King Lou! He stopped it as Alcindor got it back from Lucius, who took the rebound and the missed shot away. They go to Lockery. Lockery, head fakes right, goes left against Lucius, running 10-foot bank jumper, no good. 2 of the Bullets try and hit the boards, but Dandridge takes it away from both. To Oscar, cross court to Lucius, running like a jackrabbit. He misses the layup. Greg Smith, close range left, goes over Unseld, puts it up and in. And Greg Smith, the left hand, to use the left hand on the left side to go up over Renzello had position. Here's Boozer into the right forecourt. McLaughlin, one bounce, rhythm step to the left, 15-footer, bingo! He's got two more, and the Bucks are really ringing the bell now.
The miracle occurred at the Baltimore Civic Center. The Bullets were never really in it. The Bucks broke with the fast break early and built up a 60-47 halftime lead with Oscar Robertson hitting for 21 points.
Oscar Robertson with the ball. He looks top of the foul circle, lower part of the foul circle, left to Lou. They try and run a split out, Cinder, backdoor, Dandridge, beautiful play, put it in. Oscar Robertson, 1-1 against Carter now. Carter back in the ball game. He draws the fake, the 10-foot on the way. Good! He's amazing. He gives him that double clutch, and then he waits for him to come down, and he shoots it right at his snoot. And it's 42-29. A double clutch for the Big O. Greg Smith has it. He's got a breakaway. Oscar goal rush. Lucius Allen comes in and lays it in. And Carter chased it down. Oscar Robertson with control of the ball. The guards and the forwards interchange from the other side to this side. Here's Greg getting under the hoop. Away from Carter is Oscar. 10-footer. Good!
Immediately after the intermission, the Bucks suffered their only serious scare.
Lou and Unseld. Tap goes to Baltimore. Monroe in against Greg. Drives to Lou. He's got a layup uncontested. He put it in. And Monroe playing with a pull groin, pulls up, and he is limping. He came down very hard. 60-49. Our lead has diminished to 11. Monroe spinning off of Oscar Robertson. End line. Half hook. Good. Monroe. Two quick hoops that cut it to 9. Earl Monroe has got it down to 60-51. Oscar down into the corner to Lou. Sagged on. Johnson. He's got a takeaway. He'll stuff it. He'll bring him out of his seats. Baltimore with a 6-point effort. Right off the bat, Milwaukee 60. Baltimore 53.
Costello's pep talks at the hastily called timeouts rallied the Bucks, who promptly reeled off 10 straight points, and Baltimore never got close again.
Al Center on the left to Oscar Robertson. Off the pick. Gus Johnson plays him off the switch. He takes the jumper. Partially blocked. No good. Bang loose. Dandridge in the toaster. Goes up and puts it in. And Oscar Robertson has it now. And 19 seconds on the timer. McLaughlin with a 20-footer. Bingo! 64-53. Robinson through the Cyclops. 1-1 against Monroe to the left. Greg goes to the hoop. Left baseline. Bye-bye. 66-53. Ahead, Oscar to Dandridge. Pulls up on the run on the baseline left. He wheels it back to the Big O. The large one in the right corner. McLaughlin with a 22-footer. Zingo! 68-53. Upper left-hand corner of the foul circle, Lou. They run a split. Oscar gets running one-hander in the lane. It's up and in. Up they come. 70-53 by 17 again. Over that midline right. Oscar Robertson. Robertson to the high post to Lou. Bopped and battled, and he gives it back to Dandridge. Free throw line. About a 17-footer. It's good. Dandridge is ringing the bell. With 18 seconds to play, hordes of photographers, newsmen, pressmen along the far side, around the Milwaukee bench. And this is the moment we have been waiting for. This is the moment that the Bucks have been waiting for. Marv Winkler, 30-footer off the rim right. Cunningham fights to keep it live. McLemore, follow away 12-footer on the left. Good, Mac! Hello, baby. Get in the act. 9 seconds. 118-104. Baltimore down big by 14. 8, 7, 6. It's ticking down. Zeller against Webb. 20-footer Zeller 4. 3 off the rim. Zeller gets it back. 2, 1. He hits it. It's over! It's over! The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world! The Milwaukee Bucks are the world's champions! The Bucks have won it! And the final score, Milwaukee 118. Baltimore 106. The Bucks are the champions of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, a happy throng of Milwaukee Bucks. Lou Alcindor, Oscar Robertson, they're all going off the floor. What an effort they have given. What a night it has been. What a year it has been. 88 wins from exhibition to regular season through playoffs. 88 wins and 18 losses. Add them up, and the Bucks have done it all. The Bucks are the world's champions.
That was it, the story of the year. The Milwaukee Bucks had put it all together and walked off with everything there was to be had in the NBA. For their victory, each Buck received a whopping $17,000+, a championship ring, and a sense of pride in being a champion that no amount of money can measure. They'll be back, no doubt, with Oscar Robertson running the offense from his guard position and Lou Alcindor patrolling the middle like the great eraser. They have become one of the most awesome teams to play the game. And who knows, soon they may be saying something about this team that many were saying about the New York baseball Yankees. Them Bucks ought to be dismantled. What do you say, Mr. Treble Cox?